What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk about the Proud Boys having a black male leader. And of course, this is interesting because a lot of people, especially a lot of black people, have accused this group of being pretty much based in white degeneracy, led and guided by white degeneracy. And I'm wondering why people in the community, people in Blackistan, black folk, wondering why they aren't bringing up the fact that the leader of this group is black/slash Afro-Latino. And we already know that there are going to be some black people, especially black men, that are going to use the Afro-Latino thing as a way to sidestep accountability and responsibility and culpability. And I'm going to get into that a little later in this video. But yeah, I do find it a bit interesting that black folk ain't really speaking on that though. Because if this was a black woman in a prominent position in a group like this, we would be talking about it. No matter if she was Afro-Latina, Jamaican, Nigerian, British, what have you, we would be talking about this. It seems like the black people are more concerned about the black wife of one of the white Proud Boys than the leader of the group being black, the spokesperson, the representative of the group. And of course, people are going to jump to the excuses. They're going to start giving excuses about all this, trying to explain away black man's culpability somehow, some way, right? It's going to come with the contextualization first and foremost, where it's like, well, he's not ADOS. You know how they're going to be like, well, he not ADOS, so that ain't really a black American man problem. That's a black foreign man problem. He Latino. He ain't black. He Latino. Latinos ain't black. When convenient, right? Because if this was a woman and you wanted to date her, then you'll be talking about how slave ships came to Cuba, slave ships came to Puerto Rico, slave ships came to Dominican Republic and Brazil and everywhere in the Americas. We was just dropped off in different places. Down, man, we ain't black, and then they come from the continent of Africa and the motherland. And I think there's some truth in that, but let's continue to keep that same narrative in this situation too. So they're going to go with the fact that he's not ADOS. Then they're also going to bring up, or, sometimes they bring, oh, he a street dude. And, he does actually have, from what I read, somewhat of a criminal record. They said at the age of 20, he was convicted of stealing a motorcycle and sentenced to 3 years of probation and community service. Thug life right there, right? Then at 29, he was convicted of selling stolen medical supplies and sentenced to 16 months in jail. Oh my God, what a Pookie, what a Ray Ray. I would not want to encounter one of these dudes at night down a dark alley. Oh no, right? Then they're going to say he was raised by a single mama. His mama raised him. Well, what about his dad? If that is the case, I don't know a lot about this dude, so I can't say. But folks do want to bring that up as a way to be like, oh, well, it's a black woman's fault. It's a black woman's fault. She raised him to be a thug. She raised him to be self-hating. She raised him to be anti-black and unproductive and to love my supremacy. Oh, well, where was the influence, like the father's influence? Oh, well, she traded in the black man for a welfare check. That's what black women do. They always trying to trade in black men for welfare checks and lace front wigs and government cheese. Y'all don't need to eat no more. Y'all already overweight and obese and suffering from diabetes and heart disease too. Black women, y'all need to start getting on a diet and running and losing that weave in your hair. Then you probably could get somewhere. So folks gonna run with that narrative too, right? And then if they can't use any of that other stuff I mentioned previously, then they'll be like, he was brainwashed by the system of white degeneracy. It ain't his fault. The white man done brainwashed him. You know, the white man brainwashed us all. He sure did. The white man is to blame for this. If we can't blame black women, it's either black women or the white man. I mean, we can't blame him. He can't be responsible for his actions. You can't ask a black man to be responsible for what he do or does not do. He a victim of black women yelling at him all the time. A victim of white men always trying to bring him down. And the black woman and the white man conspire to bring down the black man every single second of the day. Even right now when I'm speaking, there's a black woman wearing weave and conspiring with a white man to bring down a brother. I bet you how much y'all want to bet. And it's not that those things aren't factors, because I do think that those things can be factors. Um, But at the same time, it's like, at what point does like personal responsibility and accountability come in and the blame game stops? And also, again, it's always some excuse that the community in Blackistan can scrape together to defend the collective of black men if the collective is attacked, and even individuals. There's always some excuse that can be scraped together, you know, by black men and the black men cheerleaders, you know, the mammy mules, you know. Leave our black kings alone. Stop talking bad about our kings. That don't mean every black man bad. Y'all black women need to choose better. It ain't y'all fault. They ain't forced y'all to open y'all legs and have children. Y'all can't blame a black man for not wanting to take care of his fatherly responsibilities for the children he produced with you. That's anti-black. Y'all got brainwashed by the white man, right? Anything that is holding black men accountable will be deemed as anti-black to that segment, right? And again, there's always some excuse that can be scraped together, and the community, or at least enough people in the community, will defend it somehow, some way. All right. And you notice right now, folks just ain't talking about it, right? Folks are just ignoring it, right? Just want to bring that up. But you know, people are not taking those things into consideration when it comes to the black woman who's married to that white Proud Boy, right? People aren't really taking all that into consideration. People aren't making excuses about that nearly as much, right? People are saying like, why is she in a situation like that? Is she a coon? Is she a traitor to black people, to the black community? And people have not brought up, oh, well, maybe she's not ADOS. You know, let's not blame this on the black American sisters. No, you know, maybe she's a ratchet. Maybe she's a ratchet hood chick. No, they ain't saying that. Maybe she was raised without her father in her life, who never showed her what a good black man is. Right? Maybe she just didn't get that teaching from her father. Maybe her father just wasn't a good black man. Maybe she saw her father and was like, no, I can't deal with that. And just ran to white supremacy, the white man, the white devil. Maybe she did. Nah, folks ain't saying that. Maybe she was just brainwashed about a system of white degeneracy that just attack her every single day and attack her skin tone, attacked her hair texture, attacked her facial features, attacked her race. Maybe she just couldn't take it no more. Maybe she just said, hey, I need some white validation from white daddy, so I'm just gonna go over here. Right, let that sister live. That sister is a victim. No, people ain't saying that. But I do want to give a little information Because the Proud Boys, they saying they ain't racist. I don't know. I haven't really done like a deep investigation about them. For now, I'm just going to assume that they are. But according to France 24, they have said the following. The Proud Boys reject assertions that they are white degenerates, anti-Semitic, racist, or fascist. Quote unquote, I'm pretty brown. I'm Cuban. There is nothing white degeneracy about me. And this is what the Afro-Latino leader, Enrique Tarrio, told Insider. He sees himself above all as a conservative. Quote unquote, I think conservatism is what will save America, he said. The Proud Boys are just a quote unquote group of guys that hang out and drink beer together and just have a good time, he told Heavy. Quote unquote, we're obviously a political group, but that's secondary in nature. Really? Because it seemed like it's primary, which is fine, but I'm like, let's be real. Let's at least keep it real about that, right? But he just saying that they just a group of dudes, more almost like a fraternity to an extent. Just like to hang out and drink beer, watch the game at a sports bar, and that political stuff, man. Right? However, France 24 also reports that on his personal accounts, Enrique denigrates, among others, transgendered people and said that the African American actress Leslie Jones looked like a quote unquote monkey. And in 2018, his Twitter profile was suspended. The Southern Poverty Law Center classifies the Proud Boys as a general hate group known for anti-Muslim and misogynistic rhetoric, according to the organization, the Southern Poverty Law Center. Right? And there's a bit more information about kind of like what you have to do to join the group. All right. So just to join the group requires violence. Any man who wants to be a Proud Boy must pass 4 initial rites. First, he has to utter. Sorry, I'm still recovering from the wisdom teeth removal. He has to utter the phrase, quote unquote, I am a Western chauvinist and I refuse to apologize for creating the modern world, and we call ourselves the Proud Boys. So he has to say that phrase first to get into the group. That's one of the things he has to do. Then he has to name 5 brands of cereal while being beat up. So they're going to beat you up and you have to name 5 brands of cereal while they beating you up. Seriously, I'm not making this up. So you getting beat up and you have to be yelling out like Captain Crunch, Frosted Flakes, Honey Nut Cheerios, oh, Lucky Charms, oh, I'm not so lucky today, oh, and Tricks, oh, I guess Tricks aren't for kids today, oh. So you have to do that. This group already sounds like a group of degenerates. All right, what else you got to do? Then you got to get a tattoo of the Proud Boys logo. I mean, well, maybe the logo might look cool, maybe. But they're looking like they want you to make somewhat of a commitment here, right? If you're getting a tattoo, all right? And then you have to renounce masturbation and participate in fights with extreme left-wing groups. And according to this article, Enrique, the Afro-Latino leader, accomplished the 4th step by punching someone he believed to be a member of Antifa in the face in June 2018. He then climbed the ladder in the organization until becoming its leader that November. The New York Times estimates the group has between 1,000 and 3,000 members. And that's about it, really, So what do you guys think about, the group in general? You think that it is based in the system of white degeneracy, and that it's just a group of white degenerates with some, some flavoring, some spices, some black folks sprinkled in, and some Asian folks sprinkled in and some Latino folks that are brown sprinkled in. You feel me? Or do you think that, maybe they just misunderstood? Maybe they ain't really about that type of thing. What do you think about that? And as well, also, what do you think about their leader being Afro-Latino? Do you think that that's not a big deal? Do you think that perhaps maybe that's something that people are just skipping over conveniently, particularly black people, skipping over conveniently? What do you think about that? Just let me know what you think in the comments section, really. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.